So, if we could start by hearing about your family's genocide history, do you know which town in uh, modern day Turkey your family was from?
I didn't get the question
The
clearly.
genocide history of your
Yeah.
family.
My family.
Do you know where they're from?
Actually, they didn't tell me. So, but when I was in Gyumri, I go to this museum and they say our last name, and then I starting to think that maybe this is that this is my family. Yeah. So I starting to think maybe it's right. Maybe we've come from Gyumri,
Oh.
but I'm not sure. So.
Yeah. Did your family, your mom or dad, ever tell you any stories about anything from 1915?
No, they didn't live back then.
Okay.
We don't know. Actually, they don't know. I didn't know my grandfather when I was like 2 years old. My grandfather just died. I didn't have the chance.
And have both of your parents, were they both born in Aleppo?
Yeah.
And do you know if their parents were born in Aleppo, or do you know if they moved from anywhere?
My dad born in Raqqa. My mother was in another city that I don't remember the name. So then they moved in Aleppo.
And what were their jobs?
Their jobs? My dad, Tornoji.
It's with cars?
No, it's actually with medals.
Oh, metal. Okay.
So he carved medals in this big machine. So, and my mom was a nurse.
Okay. And did you have any siblings?
Siblings?
Brothers or sisters?
Oh yeah, I have two sisters. One is in Syria. She's still in Syria, and the another one is in Canada.
Okay. Before we end with the genocide topic, one question I'd like to ask is, on April 24th, did you and your family do anything to commemorate and remember the genocide?
In
Abdi Kasan Chors.
Nah.
No.
We just I don't know about my mother and father because they're not here. My mom is in Lebanon and my dad work all day and night, so I'm just trying to stay away from those things.
Yeah. Back in Aleppo, you tried to stay away from them?
Yeah, I try hard, but it's kind of impossible in Aleppo. So.
Yeah.
Because, the kids always like the genocide, you destroy Turkey, you destroy our history and stuff, so they're my friends and I gotta do what they do.
Yeah. Why did you not want to be a part of it?
I hate the hatred. So, whatever it's going to change, it's not in our hand. Even we try hard. It's in hand of the governors of those who is higher than us. So, we don't have any chance. But if we had a chance, they were afraid from the pain that they're afraid to going to jail. People, they just say, it's just word, there is no action. And I hate that. It's just like acting and they just hate Turkish. And yeah, there's some bad Turkey people, but people stay people. It's from their souls, not from who they are.
That's really interesting. Do you think that there were any groups in Aleppo that felt the same way as you? Any Armenian groups that had this same ideology, the same mentality? Or was it mostly this other mentality that you tried to stay away from?
No, actually, I didn't have like lots of friends. I just had two in Syria. So, no. Actually, we didn't talk about that topic. So,
Thank you. In terms of growing up in Aleppo, which district did you grow up in? Norkyuk, Suleymaniye?
Oh, it's kind of it. Not the famous ones.
Yeah, that's okay.
Venezuela Street.
Oh,
It's-
Villaner.
No, it's not
Not
them.
that one.
No, it's like there's this milkshake shops.
Milk shop?
Milkshake.
Milkshake shops.
Yeah, shops. Like they're not that far from each other.
Okay.
My home had that shops.
Is it near any of the, like Telephone Hawaii, or
No.
not near any of those? Norkyuk, Suleymaniye?
Yeah, actually, we can go in foot, but it doesn't seem like very near to each other.
Okay. Well, can you say the name one more time?
The street?
Sure.
Venezuela.
Okay. So did you go? What school did you attend?
Kartasigat.
Was it an Armenian school?
Yeah. And hard one.
What was it like?
What was it like? I don't want to talk about that. It's like kind of my bad memories. My school memories are the most bad. The kids are famous. They think if you're like very smart, so we're friends with you. If you're not smart, we're not. You're a joke. So I hate the students in there, and I hate those teachers because they don't know anything about student. So
Interesting. Were most of the students Armenian?
there was like kind of like some Arab students, but Christian Arab. So, but they wasn't that bad. I say that Arab ones are much greater than Armenians.
Yeah. Maybe could you talk a little bit about that? What was it like interacting with non-Armenians?
Well, the ones that I studied with them in school, they were like kind of want to be friends. They're more shopful.
Like you can get along with them.
Yeah, friendly. They talk with you. They don't make jokes about you. So, but the Armenian, they cut every details, every small details. You don't dress well. Your shoes aren't that good enough. You know. So, but those the non-Armenian are more friendly, and yeah, if they say some things, but in joke, they make a joke.
Did you feel like the Armenian community was very like narrow-minded, or didn't accept like a lot of different kind of people? Do you see what I mean?
Like for example, I don't
Like,
understand.
so like in the Armenian community growing up, did you feel like they only wanted people to act in one certain way and think in one way?
Or did you feel like they were
Yeah.
open to new experiences?
Yeah, okay, I get it. So, what did I see in Syria? Not all of them. Yeah, there's two kind of Syrian Armenians. Most of them are just like I said, and there's some of them that want to be better in everything. Like they want to experiment more new things. They want to do some stuff. They want to grow big family, new family, better one. So they try harder in everything. So they think that they're gonna try new stuff. They think open mind. They are open minded. They think in many ways. They have very good point of view. That's good.
How would you characterize yourself? Where do you fall in between those different types of Syrian Armenians?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. This is a kind of good question that I'm not sure. Sometimes I be that one and be that one. I'm not like in the middle, so like Armenian. One day it's very happy and the second day it's very sad. I'm that kind of Armenian. Actually, I would say I'm that kind of person.
Do you feel that growing up in Syria, your community was an Armenian community, right? So do you feel that growing up in a non-Armenian country, but in an Armenian community, your idea and sense of what being Armenian is, let me rephrase it because I don't know how the question was going.
Yeah.
The question is, do you feel more Syrian or more Armenian or a mix of both? How would you identify yourself in terms of being Armenian or Syrian based on your circumstances growing up?
I would say that I'm Syrian Armenian, but for me that is just words. If it's an Arab in front of me, I speak Arabic, and I act like an Arab. If there is Armenian, I speak Armenian and act like an Armenian. If there is American, I speak and act like that. I just respect their rules, because wherever I go, there is rules. If I want to be good with them, and I want them to like me, so I'm going to respect their rules, like they respect mine.
Do you feel other people have respected your rules or the rules of the area that you've been in? Like this mentality that you have, do you feel others have practiced that as well?
Oh, the others that want to respect the rules? I didn't get
Sorry,
the question.
I'm just intrigued by these things that you're saying because they're different from what we've heard.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, you make sure to make it important for yourself to respect the rules of whichever, I'm using your words, to respect the rules of whichever group or person you might be meeting. And I'm wondering, have you seen that behavior in others around you in Aleppo and or here?
Well, in Aleppo, I don't remember, but in here, yeah, I see.
Okay, I wanted to ask something, but I'll stay in Aleppo for now. I won't jump to Armenia yet. What were some of the activities that you participated in growing up in Aleppo? Were you part of any of the Armenian Hagops? Did you play any sports? Did you hang out with maybe some non-Armenians, modern Armenians? What were some of the things you did?
Okay. My activities in Syria, Aleppo, was kind of not that much. So I tried going to Agums, Hoye Chut, and Homet. Man, actually, I go both. But my sisters were against it because they were going in Hoye Chut. But I was doing the both. They said decide, and I couldn't because I don't want to be like enemies. You know, we're Armenian and Aleppo. It's like Armenia against Armenia. I hate that. So then I tried the basketball team in Oyechut, Agump basketball team, and I didn't go well. And then I decided to do nothing. And then I start to go out with my friends, do crazy stuff, go in the ceiling and steal some bikes. Yeah, that was good memories. And when my sisters had kids, I've been a babysitter.
Nice. Until what age did you study in school? Or until what grade?
Eighth.
8th grade.
I don't remember. Actually, I'm trying to erase that memories,
Okay.
delete all that memories in Syria because I want to, start a new life.
Yeah. So, okay. So starting a new life here in Armenia, when did you come to Armenia, and what made that decision to move here?
The decision.
What influenced
Well,
that decision?
I'm starting to be like very crazy, getting out of my mind, doing dangerous stuff. That what my mom told me.
In Aleppo.
Yeah, in Aleppo. So my mom decided to move in Armenia because my dad was in here, was working. He said, "Come here, it's great to live. There is nowhere, there is electricity, water, food, everything is good." So I moved on and I came here. So I didn't have life anywhere in Aleppo. So that was the meaning when I was staying there.
What were what year did you leave?
Why did I leave?
What year? Yeah.
I don't know. Wherever my mom goes, I go with her.
Which
When?
year? When?
Oh, when? 2013.
Had the war affected you in any way before you left?
Yeah, it affected me. Affected me like in lots of ways. About the thinking, my point of views. I start have trust issues. It didn't affect me in a good way. When I came here, I started being aggressive.
Mm.
Actually, I tried to kill one of my friends in Armenia because he cut some of my hair again. I take the scissors, I go from the back of him. But he has very good luck. He stopped me. Yeah, so he helped me to get out of that situation. So I start to think, and I start to live alone in Gyumri, like alone. My mom and my dad was in Yerevan, so I was going to school, studying, and at the same time I just keeping myself alive. Don't be dead from hunger. Stupid thing. Yeah. So when I was alone, I had the chance to know who I am. Start to think the I start to think the way that I want to think. My point of views, like everything is necessary to me. So that's how I get me.
I want to ask you more about this, like discovering yourself and thinking the way that you wanted to think and why that wasn't possible back in Aleppo. But first, I want to ask you, were there any signs that you saw before the war started that maybe hinted to you that something was going to happen?
Yeah, there is lots of signs that been. When my mom go in America, my Morkur,
Your mom's sister.
yeah,
Your
my
aunt.
my aunt, my aunt's son told my mom that it won't be a war in Syria. My mom said, "No, it's impossible. Our
President.
our president is strong enough. It won't be." And she didn't believe it, and there was like the big sign, and there was small signs that we should leave. That said, you should leave. It's going to be war. Like little explosions, people who died from the guns, that kind of stuff. The first explosion happened when I was in school, and there was a girl who was going to drink water, I guess, and when she came, it was like, how can I say it? She was surprised. Yeah, she was surprised, and then we hear a boom, big boom. So everyone started crying, blah blah blah, and I started to get worried about my mom. So when I go home and I see that my sister is sitting like this, and then she started to cry. The explosion being near to her house. Then thank God that the kids are still alive because the kids' room, the glass just broke, and the kids were sleeping. So I just run to the kids' room and take the kids out of their bed, and My sister started crying. She hugged my mom, and that happens.
So what are some of these some of the things that maybe somebody who never lived in a war zone wouldn't know, like things like maybe that affected your everyday life, like there was no electricity, or that you had to how do I explain? You know, like the little things people have been telling us, like little things like
Yeah.
you were
I-
you were scared every
Day-to-day.
I
day.
get the question,
Yeah.
so I'm going to answer it in a beautiful way. So, there is a flower that grows only in swamp. It grows in the mud. The war zone that happens, that there is no electricity, there is no water, is the same swamp. And the people is the flower. It's the world's beautiful flower that grows only in swamp, in mud. It goes up, there is the beautiful flower. This is my answer to that question. I wanted to say it from the first, but I wait. It's okay that I smoke here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'll get an asterisk.
Yeah, because I get very nervous.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Do you want water instead of Coke? I'll get you some water.
No, actually, it's
Okay. Um, that was a beautiful answer. Is that the lotus flower?
I don't know the name.
I think it's a lotus.
I think,
I think it's the no mud, no lotus.
Yeah.
The phrase. So, was there anything else that affected you and your family from the war before you left?
for my family, I don't know, but it affected me a lot. Now I start to think very grown, like how the grown-ups think. Some people that say you're 50, man.
Mm.
You're 50 years old. We don't understand you. So I said, that's life. You don't know. Yeah, first of all, I didn't know what happening to me. That I start to think like very weird, in a weird ways. So I start to know me. That is the most important journey in life. Know who you are. So when I was living alone in Armenia, in Gyumri, I start to talk with myself like a crazy person. Thank you. So that's how I know more about myself. Who I am, who am I, what I'm doing here, what is my destiny, and
So what are some of those thoughts that you said people would say, oh, you're 50 or you sound crazy? What are some of those things that you would think?
because they come to me so I can help them. And I start to love helping people in Gyumri. So they start to come and want my advice. So I start to give them advice, and they say this is hard. How do you do that? So that's why they say you think like a 50 years old.
So you mentioned that you were in Gyumri after Aleppo, but how did you get there? What was the journey like?
The journey.
And why Gyumri?
Okay, so my dad was in Gyumri, and before that, my uncle lived in Gyumri. His wife is from Gyumri, so they stayed in Gyumri. When my dad come, he stayed with my uncle. So when we come, we rent a house. We lived about 2 years. Then my mom and dad go in Yerevan, and I lived alone about 2 years, I think. I don't remember. Then I moved to my uncle's because I had some problems with house. And then I decided to move in Yerevan. That is the short
So you came here with your mom?
Yeah.
And what about your two sisters?
They're married, so they have to choose.
And where are they?
My oldest sister, she go in Canada about now they're in Canada about a year. It's been a year that they're in Canada. So, but my other sister, she didn't have the kids' passports, so they're now in Syria. But now they had the kids' passport, but they can't move because his husband has these machines for his work. He has a shop, and not a shop. It's like workshop, big one.
And
They
has-
just can't leave the that machines. It's too expensive. And when they leave it, they just steal it.
um, have you talked to your sister who's still in Syria often?
Yeah, but I don't have that much talk with them.
Yeah.
Can't actually.
How-
Kind of, I miss them, and
Yeah.
she cries, and I can't stand that.
Are you the youngest?
Yeah.
And how does it seem like she's doing? Have things gotten better for her and for her husband and
In
the
Syria?
family? Yeah.
Actually, they live good. It's not that bad. They're actually not in Aleppo anymore.
Oh.
They moved in Latakia. It's another city. So they say it's kind of good. There's no gun shoots or explosions, so that's good to them.
It's good. Do you have other friends or family still in Aleppo? Or
Friends?
in Syria? Or family?
Our family, I think all of them they moved in other places. So.
Mhm.
Friends, I don't have friends. I have two. One is in Australia, I think, and another is with my sister in the same city.
Nice. And so, your when you came to Germany, was it by car or by plane?
Bus.
By bus, sorry. And what was the trip like? Were you stopped at all?
We stopped a lot, yeah. The hard one to come in Armenia, the journey, the way, it was when we're still in Syria to cross those terrorists because the line is the border is all terrorists. So we tried to run from the snipers, those things. So, gee. When the women's dressed like Muslims, those things. They close the face, the hair, like we're pretending that we are Muslims. I dress like a lagot, that Syrian kids who's black and work when they are young.
I don't know the term. But why, if you had not done that, do you think you would have been in more danger?
Yeah. But we get very lucky because Armenians has Yans in their last and they check passports. We got lucky there was a spy. Delete this part because
Yeah.
So there was a spy. They said, "Where are you going?" We said, "We're going to Turkey." So he said, "No, you're going to Armenia. Go and never get back." Maybe you don't have to believe it.
Whatever you say.
Oh, whatever you want.
I don't know. Maybe it's dangerous. I'm just thinking that. So they say, "Go and never come back." When I hear that, I say, "I would never put my foot in Syria again. Never."
This was somebody on the bus with you, or
No,
the guard?
The guard. He was a spy.
The spy
For
which group? The terrorist group or for the government?
No, for the government. He He was a spy. We will get lucky.
And so they saw your last name, and that's why.
Yeah, he discovered.
The terrorist groups that were on the border, do you know which groups they were?
The Free Army.
The Free Syrian Army.
Yeah.
We know that I think many people in Aleppo supported the government, correct?
Yeah.
But if you don't mind talking about it, did you take any side?
No, I didn't take any side. I just want to live my life peacefully. And if I had to choose any side, I'd prefer to die. I don't want to choose. Because when I choose, I will get enemies from this way. If I choose this way, I'll get enemies from this way. So it's better me not to choose, better me to die than choose. Because it will affect my psychologically.
So your bus went. How was the path it took?
The path
From Syria, Aleppo to.
from Aleppo, the border, we get out from Aleppo. When we arrived in Turkey borders and we passed the Turkey borders, we were safe. So the hardest one it was to pass the Syrian border.
And what were you able to bring with you?
Nothing much. We bring clothes. Only clothes.
And so then you arrived finally in Gyumri, and you met with your dad.
Yeah.
And so it was your mother and you and your father.
Me, my mother, father. We stayed like for a couple of months with my uncle. So yeah, that was. But when I arrived in Gyumri, I felt like something strange, like the air that I breathed. It was new.
Was it your first time in Armenia?
Second time. The first time I was like a kid. So.
And so what was it like? What was your first impression of Armenia?
The time that I moved?
No, yes, this current time.
Okay. So the first time that I felt that I'm stranger, that I am a UFO, like an alien. So because when I get out, so I go to supermarket to buy sneakers, and I say, "Give me sneakers" in the
Western dialect.
the Western Armenian. They say, "What?" I say it again, and they say, "What?" So I just said like 5 times, and they just understand. Maybe they don't understand. I just take the stickers and put the money in the desk, and I just get out. And I say, "Keep the change."
What are some other experiences that you had that could explain how you felt when you first arrived?
The experiment. Okay, so when I started going to school, it was my most hardest days. The first year. So it was like, you're the stranger, you must be like us, more like us. You're gonna be, do this, do that, don't do that. And they're like mafia kids. In Gyumri, it's a little bit hard to explain how the people think. They're more like close-minded. So I tried to be more like them, but I didn't start to think why I'm going to be like them. That is the part that I get aggressive. So when they come to me and say hello, I just hit them. That's kind of aggressive. I'm talking about that, the kind that I couldn't control my anger. The way that they talk to me, it's just making me more angry than ever. Then I start to talk like that, so I could understand it, understand their ways, why they do this, why they do that. I understand it's a normal thing because they grow up like that. They don't have any guilty. They're not guilty because the parents teach them this way. So I just calm my nerve down. I just say, yeah, okay, whatever you said. Because if I hit them, it won't change anything. They just hate me more, jealous for me more. So because the teachers in school, they start to love me, like me, help me more, then they get jealous and jealous, and then I start do nothing. I skip schools a lot because of them, so they don't get jealous and they have more chance to learn. So, but then I start to go again, go to the school, and trying to be friends with them. It worked somehow. I don't know how it works, but I felt it was just acting. It was lie, all of them. But then I graduate to ninth grade, and I start to go to another school. And the 3 years in that other school that I learned electricity, it was my greatest years. That 3 years was something, not like something it changed me. Now they say not a Syrian Armenian anymore, you're just an Armenian. And that word that when they that say, I start feel more comfortable, more open-minded, more understanding.
Who would say that to you?
My friends.
In Gyumri? And I'm sorry, you said electrician school, you said?
Yeah, it's like when I graduated the ninth grade,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go another school. So it's just for in ninth grade.
You graduated ninth grade in Gyumri?
Yeah.
And then you went to the electrician school for 3 years?
Yeah, like high school. The middle school, high school, and college.
Okay, but it was you were learning like the trade of how to be an electrician,
Yeah, I was learning.
and you graduated from there.
Yeah, now my time is to go in college.
And what do you want to study?
Psychologist.
Psychology. What influenced that decision?
Okay, that kind of hard to explain. When I was in home alone, I just decided that. I don't know. It just came out from nowhere that I want to be a psychologist. And someone that inspires me that there is a YouTuber, Prince EA, he just talk like in like very good topics, and I wanted to be more like him, so I chose psychologist.
I think I know that YouTube say, and
Yeah,
if it is, I love that one.
the black,
Yeah.
the black.
And he does the. Did you see the one about Einstein and the fish? He was in a courtroom and he had the fish, and he gave the quote from Einstein that says something about the fact that if you try to teach a fish how to climb a tree, it's not going to be able to do that, and you're not giving him the opportunity to live to his potential because you're trying to make it climb a tree.
Yeah, but he also can climb down.
Yeah.
In the sea.
Yeah. No, that's a good.
That made me
channel.
cry.
Yeah, me too. I liked it. Is he a psychologist?
Artist, I think.
Artist, yeah, I think so too. Like a rapper, right?
Yeah.
Or so, but he does all these like educational type of
Yeah.
videos. That's great. So, when will you start university?
What?
When would you start university? When would you start to study?
Where?
When?
When? Next year. You know, because of this tests. Yeah, because of tests. So I need to study Armenian. It's a little bit hard to me. I never studied Armenian in back Aleppo. So,
So when was the period that you lived alone, or that you said you started to get to know yourself and have
When?
different insights? Yeah, was that when you were in Gyumri?
Yeah, when I was in Gyumri.
But so you were not living with your mother and father?
No. But my mom would come often, so.
Bless you.
Sorry.
That's okay. So that self-development. I guess this is not necessarily facts, but what? Bless you. Do you have questions?
Sorry again.
Do you want more tissue?
Do you have a question about that or no?
Just ask
It's
anything.
interesting. But do you know what? Okay.
I can
Well, it's just interesting. I just don't know what exactly to ask, but it's about your self-development that you were speaking of back in Germany. What were some of the, if you don't mind sharing, what were some of the thoughts you had, and how do you think they helped you develop?
Oh, the way that how I develop?
Yeah, like your self-growth and you're getting to know yourself, like you were talking about.
Oh, it's okay. So when I start living alone, I just didn't do that much. I just watched TV shows. I was on internet, but there was a day that I just starting to feel alone, like very alone. I never go outside. When my friends come, I say I'm not in that mood, so they just go. So I start to think why am I in not no how can I say it? It's a little bit hard. Why I'm not in the mood. So I start talking to myself. I just go in the bathroom, shut the door, lock the doors, and I stand in front of the mirror and talk to myself. I talked like about 5 hours myself. Actually, it was interesting. Talking with yourself more interesting than talking with someone else. So I start to talk alone with myself, and I start solving my own problems. Just giving ideas with myself, exchanging ideas with my reflection. It's like thinking the both way, your good way and bad way. There is two personality in everyone, the good personality and the bad. So I just start to think my good or bad personality. So that's how I start to develop myself. But then I start just making songs, write write songs, and try to put my feelings in the songs. So that's how I develop my mood type. That how can I be in the mood? So when I write my songs, I just feel great that I accomplished something these whole years. So when it's night or when the moon is full, I go outside and no, not outside in the garish.
Balcony.
like nature?
No, the danik.
Like
Top of the
punishon?
house,
Ceiling,
the
ceiling.
ceiling, yeah,
Roof.
the roof. So I go I go under the roof, and I look at the moon all day, all night, and then I wake up and I see it's the sun. Sometimes I sleep with on the roof, and I listen music at the same time. That's helped me thinking more.
Do you think your experiences through the war and having to move are what have influenced you and impacted you to be this person who's so in touch with yourself? Or do you think that even if you hadn't had those experiences, you might still be this way?
I don't want to talk more about, so I'm not telling the whole thing in what happened in Aleppo. So
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
Were there, in Armenia and Gyumri, were there more friends or community places, activities where you felt like you could be yourself with people? I know you mentioned music, whether talk more about that or other things where you really
So
felt
in
comfortable.
Gyumri, the first.
Sorry, the only reason
It's
I'd be
okay.
doing this is because someone else is coming soon. But go ahead.
That's-
So in Gyumri there was like this community called Gaza. You know it?
We were supposed to visit it yesterday, but then
Really?
we
Were
were
you
late.
there? Oh no, you were here.
We were late.
When
yeah.
you say my name, I'm famous in there.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, in
Oh,
Gaza
cool.
I'm a big person.
yeah.
Huh.
Sorry. It's okay.
So they raised me.
Oh,
To be honest, they raised me.
wow.
Yeah, so I go there always. They teach me the word office, computer stuff, and
Yeah.
learn how to learn that kind of stuff. And then I start to go on their clubs, English club, movie club, art club, those things. So I had my own club for 1 month, breakdancing club,
What?
but it wasn't very great because they're not that interested in dancing. They just shy, and it's not the way that girl must be. So I said, okay, if this isn't your way, so there's no more dancing. Yeah, they won't understand it. Actually, I didn't understand it anyway. I was just good. I read like some on breakdancing. It's actually good art. It is art. But I just know some moves, and I wanted to share it, so do something.
Can you explain? Oh, go ahead. I was gonna ask what Gaza is.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like yeah, more about it. I see. So what about Gaza felt comfortable or made you feel happy there? Or if you can explain more what it was like.
And can you explain what it is? What is Gaza?
Gaza, actually, it's kind of hard to explain. They just find us and they teach us. And they help us for, we're new starters in Armenia, we're just starting a new life. So they help us with food, this stuff. And okay, that's it. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Another part. Why do you think it made you so happy? What about it
In
made you feel
Gaza?
comfortable? Yeah.
They're more mind open, more
Open-minded.
open-minded, and I don't know. I just felt comfortable the way that they talk with me, the interesting topics they talk with me, and I don't know. It just made me happy. And my most of friends are in Gaza, so my English started from there.
Are all of the students in Gaza from Syria?
No, it was just me and my neighbors
Where were most of the others from?
from Gyumri.
And so then you were speaking about music earlier, and before this you had told us something about working at a music center, right? Could you tell us a little about that?
Oh, you mean rock school?
Yeah.
So the rock school idea was my friend's idea. We meet each other in Gyumri, and he told me about his plans that we want to open a rock school. So we helped them. Me and my close friend. My close friend, he didn't have any talent, but now he's a good drummer. He didn't love rock or something, but now he's genius. And so we found lead guitar, second guitar. We make a band. Now we start to think about having students, so we teach the art of music. So we had students. I was the bass guitar, teaching bass, to other kids. My friend was a drummer. He was learning and teaching at the same time. That was that was hard actually to learn and teach. He always came to me and complained, "Dude, help me." I said, "No way, it's your work." So whatever. So that was my one year of happiness. More happy than Gaza. But that changed me a lot. Going to that rock school and teaching kids, it makes me more, how can I say it? It's kind of hard to explain. It was weird feeling.
Why did that end?
Oh, so my close friend and the one that opened the rock school, they are now in the army. So they are serving. And now then I move here, so I can be with them. Now they're falling apart.
Where are they serving?
My friend is like not in Karabakh and not in Armenia. He's in the middle. He just talked with me yesterday. So,
Do you have Armenian citizenship?
no.
And so you moved to Yerevan how long ago?
I moved in Yerevan like 4 weeks.
And are you living alone?
No, I'm living with my dad. Actually, that's good. But he goes in the morning, then comes at night. I get sleep. So, we don't have chance to talk. We just talk about what are you going to do tomorrow? Where are you going? Are you going in Gyumri again? What happened for your college? When are you going to sign to college? So, living alone actually is more good.
And what are you what are the decisions that you're debating between in order to choose a college?
I didn't understand the question.
What are some things that you're thinking about and waiting for before you choose a college?
So why I'm not going college now?
Or sorry, like your dad said, like when are you gonna sign for college?
Oh,
So I'm wondering what is making you wait to make that decision?
okay. So he just want me to go to college. Just don't want me to stay home or go to work. Just want me to learn something. So that's why he's always asking. But it's actually now I can't sign for college because I'm a little bit late for it. I must study my Armenian, be good in my Armenian language. So when I give the test, I get passed and go to college.
Do you think that you'll stay here in Yerevan?
Yeah, I stay near one. I don't want to go in Canada or Syria or anywhere else.
What are some things that are keeping you here in Armenia?
Okay, that is a hard question. So, the people. Yeah, because they're not, how can I say it? Yeah, maybe they are judgeful, but they're not like crazy, like way crazy.
What do you mean by crazy?
Oh, I don't want to say it.
what you say that the people are keeping you here, and I'm wondering, did you feel welcomed when you came to Armenia?
The first year, no. But but in time, yeah.
Is I'm sure growing up you heard a lot about Armenia. Is the Armenia that you came to what you had pictured and what you had imagined?
What did I pictured? Actually, nothing. I just pictured that it's going to be the same. That when I was living in Aleppo, it's the same in Armenia too.
It's the same as what you had imagined.
Yeah.
What has been challenge? Yeah. I was going to ask, what do you think has been the biggest challenge of resettling and starting a new life in Armenia?
The biggest challenge in Armenia? Trying to know me. That was my biggest challenge. It was like hard. I didn't go out, in the city, or I didn't have any connection with my friends or family. I couldn't sleep at night, always thinking. And I didn't know what I was thinking about. But just my mind won't stop.
And how do you feel now, after 4 years of being here?
Now, I'm feeling that I'm growing up very fast. Like, I don't know how to explain the growing part. It's like more growing from inside. It's like I'm not the person that I was used to be. Like every day I think about something. Every day I decide to do something. Every day for example, drawing this, I decide to draw this way. Yeah, I do drawing too.
What do you like to draw?
My dreams. The parts that I kind of wake up. Lately I sometimes I had bad dreams about who am I, because I think a lot of stuff. So when I wake up, I start to draw and keep it.
Is there anything particular that you'd like to share from those drawings or those dreams?
Yeah, I have two.
Oh, wow.
I don't draw a lot, so maybe they don't look very good.
Maybe at the end we can take a picture of you with these if you'd like. If you'd like, and you don't have to, but it would be cool if you were holding the picture while we took a picture.
Oh, I don't know. This
That's
is me
Okay.
when I saw my reflection in my dream.
Wow. That's really cool. What is it? Does it mean anything that you want to share?
Actually, I was in hell in my dream. And in hell there was a mirror, so I just look at the mirror and it was my reflection. So actually it creeped me out. I wake up and I couldn't sleep again. And this is the girl that I saw in my dream. I don't know who is she or what the hell she was doing in my dream. And I'm trying to find her. But I don't know who is she.
You draw well. I'm wondering and a lot of this, like, analyzing dreams and your connection with wanting to be a psychologist. I'm wondering, and you saying that you like to talk out your problems. When you arrived in Armenia first, were there any like services provided to you to talk? Like, were you able to see a social worker or a psychologist?
Yeah, I go to a psychologist, but I started to hit her
Um,
because she, at the end of everything, she said, maybe you're in love or maybe you need a girlfriend. So I started to hit her.
hate her?
Hit her.
Hit her.
Like beating
Yeah.
her. So.
And so you don't see anybody anymore?
Actually, I go to like different psychologists, 5 of them, and I beat them, every last of them, because everyone just saying the same thing. Maybe you're in love, maybe you need a girlfriend. I said, what are you saying? So, what I gotta do? And I was crazy, so.
Were there any other organizations that, besides maybe you having seen as somebody to talk to? Did other organizations of the government help you or your family in any way when you settled in Armenia?
No. Like to talking to help us, no.
But what about with anything like food subsidy or rental subsidy?
Yeah, Food Gaza helped us and this organization. And there is another one that my mom always keep telling me, go and check it out. And I always say, no, I don't have the nerve, so I don't know, I don't remember the name. And Caritas.
Okay.
I am work volunteer. I'm a volunteer there. I was actually.
What did you do with them?
In Caritas? We can stop the AIDS.
AIDS? Here in Armenia, you work to prevent AIDS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
ahead. No.
Do you feel like that was an easy topic to talk to people in Armenia about, or was it hard?
It was very hard.
Yeah.
For me, nah. For me, it wasn't hard because I'm free. I talk about anything that I want. But for the listeners, are very hard.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of too much to them to understand. In Gyumri especially, I was working in Gyumri and we go to another villages because the villages are most closest minds. When they discover that you have AIDS, they say that I don't know. I don't want to say the words.
Yeah.
So.
Were there ways you were able to connect with them, get over that barrier?
Yeah. So we learn how to talk with them. We learn how to explain to them so they don't think anything else.
What made you want to get involved with that project?
I didn't have anything to do so.
Cool. But it seems like you like to help people.
Yeah. Yeah, that is why I want to be a psychologist. But my uncle said, what are you gonna do with that? He won't gonna give you money. It's more like to do the thing that I love than the thing I hate.
That's important. Do you want to ask your Gyumri?
Yeah. I know it's only been 4 weeks you've been in Yerevan, but what sort of differences do you see between
Yerevan and Gyumri?
Yeah.
The differences?
Mm-hmm. Or
Okay, so in Gyumri, there is not much of people. It's kind of dead city, but the people are more ashkush.
Or schools?
Ashkush.
Like careful?
No, not
Not
careful.
as
Like more happy, more active. But in Yerevan, there's lots of people that they're how can I say it in English?
And they don't care.
No, they're like not don't care. They're more
Zulu? Lazy?
not lazy. Like they're high.
Oh, they think they're better.
Yeah, they
than
think they're
everyone else?
better. Yeah, they find exactly the same of them, so they just be friends. They're friend. They love themselves, like self-lover.
Yeah.
But in there, they love each other. But in here, they don't care about anyone except of themselves. So,
What do you think is something that you need here to make things better and to make life more comfortable?
what the thing better?
What do you think is something you
Need.
that could make life more comfortable here?
Work. For the first part, work. Jobs. I need jobs. Second of all, good education. And the rest come easily.
Is there anything that that you'd like to say that we didn't ask? No, I know, but I just wanted is there anything that you'd like to talk about that we didn't ask you about? Your insights are very interesting.
Yeah. When people ask me question, I just remember.
Yeah.
I just remember. So if there's any more questions, yeah, for the record, I'm free. I have nothing to do. So.
Okay. I mean, I feel like we could talk a lot for a long time about a lot of the experiences you've had and the insights that you have from them. I'm wondering if you could describe yourself in 2 words, what would they be?
In tours? Myself? Crazy. Yeah, I love it when people say me crazy, that you're crazy. Yeah, I am crazy.
Do you mean different?
Crazy,
What do you mean by crazy? Different?
More different, like, for example, crazy thinking.
Not just the typical norm, and not just the typical thinking
how
that
can I
everyone's
say?
had.
Not like these modern crazy people that they say I'm different, I'm crazy. No, like crazy has his own ways. It's crazy doesn't mean that I'm like stupid, I have smile on my face every time. Crazy thinking means that I think crazily. That, for example, people help me from my back, I don't get hurt. That is crazy. It's unique.
And what's the second word?
Second word? Second word. Crazy. Dark.
Okay, I don't know. I could follow up on that, but is there anything more you want to say about those 2 or no?
About those 2 words?
Anything more you'd like to say about those, why you chose those?
I just thought about the crazy, so about the dark part, yeah, maybe I look happy from outside, but who knows what is from inside. Maybe it's dark, maybe it's light.
Oh, I don't have a question now.
Do you feel like it's easy or accepted to be a crazy and dark person in Armenia?
I don't talk much about my opinions around those Armenian peoples, but I kind of Actually, I talk, but it seems like I don't talk. It's more like make it sense to them.
Yeah.
That's why I'm dark crazy. Crazy of thinking and dark. Like like a thief, maybe, or a ninja in the dark that goes.
Do you think, again, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but do you think that these two qualities, you describe yourself like this because of your history and your past with Aleppo, your life in Aleppo, or do you think you would have been like this anyway?
Okay, so just let me find the words. It has from the square from the past and has from the now. It's actually connected from two words, from two worlds. So like in Syria and Armenia. So they connected to each other. The ways that I lived in Syria and the ways that I lived in Armenia. So that's why.
So now that you're here in Armenia, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Do you see a plan for yourself?
Nah, just let it the day I choose. Whenever, when it blows, I go there.